Hello, friends. Welcome to our remote aviation weather class. I know I would much rather be with you guys, and I'm sure you'd rather be in class also, but it is what it is, and we're going to do the best we can. I wanted to introduce you to Hattie B. She's the one who, regardless of what I do, will be barking in the background, and she's very loud. She thinks everyone that goes by is a serious threat, this little one. Then I have a pit bull who's laying down over there being super quiet and sweet. So I'll just show you guys her later in other videos. But what I wanted to do first is go over what the components of a standard weather briefing. I have posted a document on D2L I want you guys to have looked at, either print or review. It's a PDF. It is this one right here. Let's see, where did I put it? There it is. It's an FAA document on how to obtain a good weather briefing, because from this point forward throughout the semester, we are going to be practicing looking at real-time weather and developing weather briefings. So basically, instead of just saying like, oh, I think there's a high pressure, or it's a cold front, or looks like a SIGMET, we're going to be translating it to how we would write it out in a briefing, how it would affect flight, like what are some good decisions we can make. And, everybody's going to be a little different, and that's the cool thing about this. Working in, I guess we'll be working in virtual teams. Eventually, I'll assign you a teammate or two. You guys will start practicing together. The first time or two, I'm actually going to call a weather briefer based on the weather that I obtain and tell them it's a practice and get an actual briefing so you can kind of get a sample of what I'm looking for. If you look at the second page, it actually has the phone number. I do not recommend everyone do this. I'm going to call and I'll record it so you can hear it. But I will tell them on the 1-800 weather brief number that it is a practice for class. And I thought maybe one day we could actually do a live stream so we can actually all do it, call in together and hear it. So maybe we'll do that in a week. But if you guys go down to the second page, there's various types of weather briefings, and you can feel free to read the document, the whole document, but I want us to focus on standard briefing. So when you do complete your team project, these are the components that I want, and I want each one of these to be a separate page. Like the actual header will say adverse conditions. So adverse conditions will include significant meteorological information, which would be SIGMETs. Remember, there's non-convective SIGMETs and convective SIGMETs. If you have forgotten what that entails, don't forget to be using your advisory circular that we used in class. So, non-convective SIGMETs is going to be severe. SIGMET is severe. Severe icing, severe turbulence. Convective SIGMETs are going to be thunderstorms, area thunderstorms, embedded thunderstorms, tornadoes, hail greater than 3/4 of an inch, etc. Okay, next part would be synopsis, then current conditions, en route forecast, destination forecast, winds aloft, which is also a forecast, winds and temperature aloft, and then notices to airmen or NOTAMs, which I believe we completed those in class. I think we've done every section now, but of course, if needed, I'm happy to lecture more or provide more information if anyone feels stuck and needs some help. So the additional part that's not listed on here is I will have you determine legalities of flight, which means I will have you determine, let's see, I had an example. That one's okay. That's not really what I wanted. Let's see if I like this one better. Yes, here you go. Let me move my face. So we're going to start with the legalities. Are you legal to take off? Do you need a takeoff alternate? Are you legal to go to your destination? Do you need destination alternate or alternates? And then I would also have you select optimal flight levels, flight level, and then select a runway to take off and land at. So those parts are in addition to your standard weather briefing. I will lecture on that, guys. I'll make sure we understand all that. I think we did. Well, I know we determined some legalities on that last test, but I'm sure you have forgotten. I can't remember. It feels like it's been a year since I've seen y'all, and it's been like 2 weeks with the COVID pandemic. So I'm going to go over it again for you guys. Okay, I'll have a PowerPoint and discussion later. But what I want to do now, since we reviewed, what has to be in the briefing, I want you guys to go with me to aviationweather.gov. Just go to that website. and you'll click on Tools, and you'll click on Standard Briefing. And this breaks it down for you. Remember I said the first section of your briefing will be adverse conditions, and then here are the sections. So I would want these to be part of your briefing. Are there any convective SIGMETs, domestic SIGMETs, and airmets? Don't worry about international SIGMETs or the other forecast. And we'll practice. Obviously, I'll give you a takeoff and a destination, right? So let's go. Hattie B. Quiet. No. It is what it is, guys. I thought I shut the blinds in there too. I think I did. Yep, I did. I don't know what she sees. Sorry. Convective SIGMET valid until 2255 Zulu in Texas from 40 miles southeast of LBB Lubbock, 50 miles east of CWK, 50 miles southeast, etc. It actually drew our square for us, and it says this is an area of embedded thunderstorm moving from 220 degrees at 20 knots. Tops are above flight level 450. So guys, if this was somewhere we were flying to, we could not fly above this one, right? It's too high. So if it's moving, okay, so as a reminder, how high above it would we have to be? For every 10 knots, we have to be 1,000 feet above it. So if it's moving at 20 knots, that's 2,000 feet above it. Come here. Come here. Stay. So we have to be at flight level 470, which our aircraft wouldn't be able to do. We'll probably be in a Boeing because that's what I teach most. The 737 service ceiling is at 370. So anyway, going back to tools, it's okay, we're safe. Adverse conditions are listed here. Synopsis is the next section. So, and we've gone over all of these. So we have surface analysis. Actually, I like this one better. Nope, that's not the one I love. Hold on. Go outside also. Go. I actually like going to the prog charts and clicking the surface analysis better. I mean, this one's okay. It's just a little more cluttered. Let me show you what I like looking at better while we're here. Go to forecast, prog charts, scroll down, and this is the same one. I just think this is a lot cleaner. Don't you guys? So, we've got our trough, our cold front, our isobars, low pressure, stationary front, occluded front, warm front, high pressures. Not a lot going on with those right now. Of course, don't forget you can click. So I really need you guys practicing this website a lot. You can click to see various times of the forecast. Sunday. Let's see, Monday. Rain coming in. Rain. Oh, before that even, yeah. Okay, so go back to tools. Standard briefing. We've got adverse conditions synopsis with our surface analysis. Our weather depiction chart, that's the one I was going to teach you guys, remember? And then they don't exist anymore. So it's not a thing. So don't worry about that one. Radar summary, whether you wanted a GIF or a PDF doesn't matter. But so synopsis is real-time weather, right, guys? So this is the actual radar. Tells us the movement of the echoes and the speed. The numbers are the tops, and of course the colors here are the intensities of the echo. Our constant pressure charts they can be useful to look at. I'm not going to require it. Okay, come on in. You guys are being loud when I just need 30 minutes. You're good. Second section, guys, is current conditions. Continue practicing METARs, but depending on our flights, we'll look at our METARs. That's an actual observation, right? I also would want you to look at PIREPs in your area. Here's more radars. And I do want you guys to look at satellite imagery, which I think I briefly showed you in class, but it really can be quite useful. This is visibility and fog satellite. Depending on where you're looking at in the US. But obviously where there's lots of white, there's lots of cloud coverage and low visibility, low ceilings. So that would be the next section. En route forecast would give us our area forecast. But really, I'm wanting you to focus on your prog charts. Remember, mid-levels does not exist in the US, so it would be your low and high level prog charts. And like I said, we'll practice this a lot. So don't think I'm just telling you, oh, do this. I realize that you have like no idea what I'm saying yet. So I will provide a lot of detail, lots of samples, and I'll just make sure that you're not just completely in the dark. Then the next section is our destination forecast, which is going to be our TAPs. The next category is winds and temperatures aloft. And then this one would be if we had any TFRs and our NOTAMs. So don't forget temporary flight restrictions, because there's probably a bunch right now. And then the very last one would be our ATC delays, which I showed you this in class. Let me know if you need more help. Click on it. Anything you don't understand, guys, you click on this help button here and it explains it right now. Here's a program here, a national program. I've never seen it just say other. So I don't know what that means in this moment, but this explains, remember, the ground delay programs, airspace flow programs, collaborative trajectory option programs, and then down here elaborates on ground stops. JFK has a 45-minute delay because of volume. So that is part, don't forget that's part of your weather briefing. That would be the last part. And then really there could be like an other category for, you know, anything else that you just feel like would be important in a briefing. So moving forward, I really want to make sure you feel comfortable analyzing all of these. So just click through and practice reading them. Make sure you understand them. Make sure you know, like, how would that affect flight? Like, the biggest thing I'm wanting you to understand is how would this affect my flight path, my safety? Am I making any other decisions? Am I going to add more fuel? Do I need alternates? Like, I want to take what we've learned in class and start with the application part. I strongly encourage that you guys work even before I assign virtual teams. You know, you guys can FaceTime each other, Skype, Zoom, whatever platform you want, and help each other out when you don't understand something. So I think that's going to go a long way. Also in class, I just, I don't think it's logged in anymore, no, but I put 2 discussion forums up there. So if you could direct your questions there, it's probably better to have them all in one place so everybody can see it. So I've got one question on going remote. So any questions you have that I haven't thought about for going online, let me know. Or if you're having technological issues, I may not be able to help you, but I'm sure we've got 60 people in our class. Someone can help. And then I have another category or forum for our team project when we start having questions on that. So really, right now, all I want you guys to do is have read that briefing packet, listen to this lecture, and then start practicing, you know, reviewing all the different sections of a briefing. And then I'll give you more information soon.